Hello and welcome back to Build Your Best Life. We are so happy that you are spending a great portion of your day with us. We know that you are learning great skills and great strategies so that when you leave this place today, wherever you are, you can have some tools to put in your toolbox to add to building your best life ever. We want everyone to enjoy this journey of life and to be the best you that you can be. So make sure you have those pens ready. Make sure you have your notepad ready so you can take some notes and jot everything down. Even if you can't use all of our tips and all of our strategies that's being presented, surely you can find something you can use to enhance your life as you continue to build your best life ever. This has been a great day. And it's not over yet. So next we are going to be blessed with a poem by Elijah Jones, Life Lessons. Hey Elijah.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How old are you?
10.
You're 10. So are you going to the 5th grade?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Have you had your last day of school?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have a great school year?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what? You have great manners. I am so glad you're saying yes, ma'am. Whoever you live with, you tell them they're doing a great job raising you up. I'm
Yes,
so excited about your poem. Did you write this poem?
no, ma'am.
No, you didn't write it, but you're going to tell it to us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Elijah. All of us are listening to you. I believe in you, and I know you'll do a fantastic job. It's on you, Elijah.
You may have thought I didn't see, or that I hadn't heard life lessons that you taught to me. But I got every word. Perhaps you thought I missed it all, and that we'd grown apart. But Dad, I picked up everything. It's written on my heart. Without you, Dad, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You built a strong foundation no one can take away. I've grown up with your values, and I'm very glad I did. So here's to you, dear Father, from your forever grateful kid. Thank you.
Elijah, that was absolutely wonderful. Good for you. Great job. Now, did your father hear that? Had he said that? Have you said that to your father before?
No, ma'am.
No, that is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, great poem. And you did a fantastic job. What are you going to be when you grow up?
I haven't decided yet.
Do you have some options? Maybe what you want to become?
Yes, ma'am.
What you're thinking about?
I could be on a comedy show.
You could be on a comedy show, yeah. And what else?
When I was young, I was thinking of being a police officer
Well, that's a good choice as well.
and being in the army like my mom.
Oh, that would be absolutely wonderful. I want you to know, and all of us want you to know, that whatever you decide that you want to become, you can do anything that you want to do, and you can be the best at it. So you go live your life, and you make sure that as you listen and as you grow, you continue to collect all of these tools so you can build your best life too.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a great summer, and thank you for sharing with us, Elijah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bye, sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just absolutely love it when we can get our young boys, our young girls, our young children, period, to step out that comfort zone and to share with us. So great job, Elijah. We are so, so very proud of you. And thank you for sharing that with us. When we talk about time and when we talk about growing up, as we bring our next speaker on board, Mr. Ricardo Miller, we talk about the time that we have. And I think Dr. Benjamin May said about using time wisely, I only have a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I abuse it, give account if I abuse it. Just a minute, but eternity is in it. So, whatever time you're spending with us on this very, very special day, we're not wasting your time. We're giving you something that can help you as you journey through this journey of life. So, make sure you lend your ears to our next speaker, Mr. Ricardo Miller. If you've been with us all day, you've heard his name because I do believe our very first speaker mentioned his name. Ricardo is the founder and CEO of Effective Living Life Management Agency, which specializes in life management coaching and personal development training. Now, I'm a believer in life coaches because I've heard some speak, and I thought at first, I have to be honest, Ricardo. I thought, come on now, for real, a life coach? But y'all are real. You're real. So Ricardo coaches and guides professional individuals who have a serious passion and who are committed to improving their lives and their businesses. For decades, Ricardo has been equipping people of all ages, guiding them with the ultimate goal of creating a life they don't want to take a vacation from. When I read that, I thought, oh my God, that is so good. In November of 2018, he was bestowed with the highest honor of being inducted into his former high school Hall of Fame, which is the highest honor. So I salute you and congratulations to you on that grand achievement. Ricardo is a Renaissance man. He is the host of the popular weekly radio talk show, Effective Living with Ricardo Miller, on Fishbowl Radio Network. That's every Monday night at 7 p.m. As a social media influencer, he reaches thousands and thousands of people worldwide daily. His passion to train and develop those seeking to enhance their living and their lives of the people they serve. And I think all of us need to have that passion that we want to enrich and enhance the lives of those we serve and those we come in contact with. He is the author of not one, not two, but 7 books, including the most recent bestseller, congratulations to you, Effective Living with Your Guide to Creating a Life You Don't Want to Take a Vacation From. I love books, and I can't wait to go find that book. So I present to you none other than Mr. Ricardo Miller, our coach Ricardo Miller, and he's going to add to our wealth of knowledge that we have been getting today. So welcome, Ricardo.
Thank you so much, Anita. God bless you. I am so honored to be a part of this virtual conference. I believe it's such a need in the world today. And so thank you all for having me, and thank you for giving me such a wonderful, I was like, who's she talking about? Okay.
Ricardo, I am talking about you. And now it is all about you. So
thank you,
tell us what you got for us today.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my responsibility today is to focus on the subject matter at hand, and that is effective living. That's the topic at hand. I believe it's very, very important that we learn the principles of life when it comes to engaging ourselves at a higher level. There are a lot of people who are merely existing, but your goal is not to just exist. Your goal in life should be to thrive. Your goal in life is to not just exist, as I mentioned, but to learn how to win in every area. So I want to talk about the foundational pillars that we established this whole concept of effective living around. Now, when you hear the slogan or the statement that says we're creating a life we don't need a vacation from, I want you to think about something. There are so many people who, unfortunately, they're living a life they don't enjoy. 2020 was the year while we experienced a global pandemic and still currently experiencing some of the dynamics of a shutdown in certain countries and businesses being affected and government adjustments and homes and just everything has shook and felt some level of massive frustration because of the global pandemic. But in the midst of it, we found that there were a lot of people who absolutely found themselves living a life they just don't enjoy. And because they've had a few things that maybe was covering and hiding who they were, the pandemic exposed a lot of people. So with this platform, I believe Miss Deborah is doing a phenomenal job, and I'm honored to be able to be a part of this talk and to be able to make a presentation on the importance of deciding to live life effectively. Okay? Not because you increased in age means you're going to live life effectively. You have to decide, I'm going to engage myself in a daily practice of doing the things that's going to make life come alive for me. There's a right way to live, and then there's a wrong way to live. Do me a favor before we go on any further. I want you to do me a favor. I need you to share the link and allow other persons to watch this live. Tag a friend, tag a family member, because we're going to shift and dive into a couple of things that I believe, if you want to make the rest of this year the best of this year for you, if you want to find yourself doing things that's going to make life come alive for you, if you're wanting to make sure that every week, every month, or every year you're not at the same place, then it is critically important that you discover the principles that's going to help you to live life the way you're supposed to live. Okay? Now, I believe that life is like a combination lock. When you discover the numbers to open the lock, you get the access to all that's behind that allows you to experience life on a whole nother level. The unfortunate thing is, a lot of people have discovered yet just one number, maybe two. Let's just say there's 8 numbers to be discovered, and there are people who would have figured out 3 of those numbers. But here's what I've learned about a combination lock. 3 numbers, when there are 8 numbers that needs to be discovered or figured out, can't open the lock. 3 numbers by themselves cannot give you access. Now, there is some level of confidence to know that I know some of the numbers, but you need to know all of the numbers. Yep, you need to know all of the numbers. So I'm going to talk about 5 things. 5 things for every father that's listening to us, every son that's listening, the moms that are watching, the families that will take the time to rewatch this. I need you to understand, you have to decide that I'm going to become a lifelong learner. Okay? Effective living is a journey. It's not a destination. Let me say that again. Effective living is a journey. It's not a destination. So it's important that you become a lifelong learner, because as you live, you're going to discover things are going to change. Okay? Things are going to change. What's going to change, Ricardo? As a matter of fact, the vast majority of things that you would have been experiencing in your past may not be the things you are going to experience in your future. Why? Because things are constantly changing. Things are constantly changing. And in your pursuit to live life effectively, you're going to need to decide that I'm willing to change. To live life effectively, you must be willing to change. Okay? To live life effectively, you must be willing to change. There will be no next level living if you're not a learner, if you're not willing to change, and if you don't accept the principles that make life come alive. Life has principles. If rejected, there's a penalty to having rejected life principles. If accepted and embraced and applied, there is a reward. There is a benefit. So what you have to do is you have to decide that I'm going to evaluate and assess my life. Yep. I'm going to evaluate and assess my life. And I'm going to identify what is it that I need to learn to get to where I'm trying to go. Let me say that again. What is it that I need to learn to get to where I'm trying to go. In addition, what is it that I have discovered that I've been applying that's been hurting me and not helping me, that's causing me to stay stuck and stagnant and actually frustrated? You were not created to live a frustrated life. Frustration is a sign or an indication that something needs to be looked at to bring about a better level of experience. Your goal is not to be living life from one frustration to the next frustration, one frustration to the next frustration. That's not the will of God for you. So what are we going to do moving forward? I'm going to share with you what we're going to do moving forward. You're going to pay attention to these 5 foundational pillars that are necessary for living life effectively. 5. You've got to look at these foundation pillars, okay? You got to look at them and ask yourself the honest question: how am I doing when it comes to these 5 foundational pillars? Now, there are people who would have discovered that maybe 1 or 2 of them they're doing okay with. But what I want you to do is I want you to live life effectively. And effective living demands that you live well in all 5 of these foundational areas. The Bible teaches that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Your goal is to not have life and merely exist. Your goal is to not be existing, only to be going through issues after issues, problems after problems. I say it like this: crisis after crisis. That's not the will of God for your life. What we're going to talk about here on this Build Your Best Life Men and Boys virtual conference, we're going to help you to identify. I'm going to help you to identify things that you need to be looking at to ensure that effective living becomes your portion. It becomes the way you show up in life. You determine how you show up in life based on how you make the decisions on a daily basis over time. You are the subtotal of the choices and the decisions you're making. So what you have to do is these 5 things you have to look at them. And you have to now establish that I'm going to do well in all 5 of these areas. Now, I must say before I go on any further, I know a lot of you may be watching from Jacksonville area. A lot of you will be watching from around the world, but you heard an accent. Yep, there's an accent. The boy is from the Bahamas. Yeah, I'm from the islands. I'm a Caribbean guy, Bahamas to be exact. And growing up in the Bahamas, I started to discover some of these principles, but in my travel around the world, one of the things I realized is there are people who are doing well in all 5 of these areas. Yep. There are people who are doing well in all 5 of these areas, which has helped me to accept that it is possible. It is possible. So if you're watching as a young man, I want you to know it's possible. As a father, as you prepare to come into Father's Day, as we celebrate that in a few weeks, I want you to start evaluating and assessing. How can I do what I'm called to do a little bit better so I can live life effectively? Let's dive into the points. Number 1, faith. Faith, one of the pillars of living life effectively is faith. You have to decide that I'm going to structure my life with an understanding that in order for me to please God, I'm going to have to come to Him by faith. In order for me to live life at its best, I'm going to have to engage the faith factor. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, and faith is the evidence of things hoped for. Okay? You got to start telling yourself, I'm going to hope, I'm going to believe, I'm going to accept that there is something beyond what I see with my natural eyes. I am not going to become stagnant. I'm not going to reject the possibilities of me becoming who I was destined to be. I'm going to live by faith. So effective living demands that you embrace faith. There's something bigger than me, the creator of the universe. I believe in God. And I believe that you too should believe in God, because you did not make yourself. Neither did you give yourself the ability to show up today and literally engage. You got something from the Creator that allowed you to show up today. Now you need to be grateful and say, you know what? I'm going to accept The fact that by faith, all things are possible to me. I'm going to embrace faith. I'm going to walk by faith. I'm going to establish myself as a person of faith. Okay? That's the first one. The second one is that you have to now look at this whole dynamics of family. There's faith, number one. Number two, it's family. When you're growing up, as a young man, I was growing up in the Bahamas. I had a family that was around me early on that was just, they were loving, supportive, and encouraging in so many ways. But I did not know how to embrace family. I did not know how to incorporate family in my journey for living. And so for the most part, I did not honor, celebrate, and give attention to family as I'm learning to do now. I now realize that as human beings, we are social beings. Now, somebody said, well, I don't have any siblings. I'm talking about family, not only biological family. I'm talking about family that is made up through a community, a tribe, a group of people that you've learned to connect with and bring together. It could have been someone you met in elementary school who became a lifelong sister or lifelong brother because what you guys have learned and discovered and walked through together over the years. From elementary school, there are some who would have met someone in college. There are those who got married and now met their significant other who they've been able to establish a family, a tribe, a community around. And it's making life come alive. To have life and not have a community is to find yourself in isolation, is to find yourself alone more than you need to be alone. The journey, write this down, the journey is better with friends. The effective living journey is better with friends. So you got to tell yourself, I'm going to be a person of faith, but then I'm also going to nurture the concept of having a family, having a tribe, having a community around me. There are over 8 billion people on the planet. And the thing that I discovered is that a lot of those people are good people. Yeah, a lot of those people are good people. You don't have to be from my city. You don't have to be from my island. You don't have to be from my country. You don't have to be from my neighborhood. You don't have to come from my school. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to be a part of my bloodline to become my family, to be considered a lifelong friend. The journey is better with friends. It is better with a community. Don't reject those who have been assigned to walk life out with you. Let me say that again. Don't reject those who have been assigned to walk life out with you. Someone has been assigned to walk with you. The greater your assignment, the greater your community. The greater your assignment, the greater your tribe. You got to tell yourself, there are people who love me, people who will support me, people who are called to do life with me. I want to learn how to do better when it comes to working with those people. A few years ago, I had the privilege of reading a book by John C. Maxwell, and he talked about winning with people. It is possible for you to have biological brothers and sisters and not get along with them. It is possible for you to work with people on your job who could be a community or a tribe and still not get along with them. There are some people who are members of churches who have not learned how to get along with people. If you want to live life effectively, learn how to embrace people. People are good. But if you don't think people are good because a few people have done you wrong, now what you have done is you've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. What you have done is you are now dismissing humanity because a few people have done something wrong. There are bad people in the world. Don't get me wrong. There are some people who are not good. But you have to know that there are more good than there are bad. Yep. There are more good people than there are bad people. So on your journey to living life effectively, number one, you want to make sure that you are a person of faith. Number two, you embrace the whole concept of family. You embrace the whole concept of a tribe. You embrace the whole concept of doing life with people. Don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. Number three is finance. On your journey to living life to the fullest, you're going to need some money. Yeah, you're going to need some money. And so what I've been teaching my clients, what I've been teaching my son, what I've been teaching individuals who I get to speak to in conferences, seminars, and workshops and so forth. Hey, let me tell you something. When your money is funny, your life will be challenged. Have more challenge than it needs to have. Okay? What you got to do is you have to get to the point where you start to realize, listen, there is money to be made. Finances. Learn how to do money well. Learn how to manage your finances. Learn how to make money. Learn how to make that money multiply. Come on, learn how compound interest works when it comes to money. Learn investing. Don't spend all that comes in, because if you do, that's going to affect you over time. You want to take control of your money. Taking control of your money to some degree is almost like taking control of your life. All of these areas demand that you give massive attention. The Bible says there was a wise man whose wisdom was not heard because he was a poor man. So there was a poor wise man whose wisdom was not heard, because the truth is, if you have wisdom, why are you poor? This generation wants to see the fruit. This generation wants to know that you're not just talking it, you're living it. And in order for us to live life to the fullest, you're going to need some money. Okay? You need money for a good education. To some degree, you're going to put some money into that. You're going to need some money to take care of your body. You're going to need some money, come on, to manage your environment. You're going to need some money for the next generation. You're going to need some money to advance faith. You're going to need some money. And what I'm learning at my age, I'm 45 years old, and what I'm learning is that, listen, I want an upgraded mattress. I had to get some money. I wanted to upgrade a car. You got to have some money. I want an upgraded environment. I want my home to be a certain kind of way. It's going to cost me some money. Now, here's the deal. There are all different types of levels of service out there in the world. And the more money you have, the better service you can find yourself experiencing or acquiring, because you ain't broke. So what I've been teaching is, listen, man, you want to be able to enjoy life? Make sure you got some money. Make sure you're making some money. Make sure you're learning how to utilize your money. The Bible teaches us that money answereth all things that pertain to life. There are some people who say, I don't need no money. Well, give me your money. You don't need no money. Just go ahead and tell them direct deposit it to me. I need some money. Okay? Now here's the deal. Here's the deal. As long as you're living, you're going to figure out that, listen, there's going to be something that's going to cost you something. And the better the things that you desire, the more chances are it's going to cost you. You got to be willing to come out with some cash. Now here's the deal. There is no shortage of money in the earth. So I had to incorporate, as one of the pillars of effective living, is to have the money necessary for you to meet the demands of your life's assignment. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a billionaire. That doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire. What it simply means is you need to know what you need, though. How much money does it cost for you to live on a monthly basis? How much money is it going to cost for you to live within a year? How much money is it going to cost for you to be able to live out your life assignment in the appropriate way with no limitation, and you're able to respond to life like you needing to respond without money limitations? Address the money matter on your journey to living life effectively. If you want to live your best life now, what you're going to have to do is you can't be afraid to talk finances. So you have to take care of this whole dynamics of, I'm a person of faith. I'm a person surrounded by a healthy community. I have a family that loves me. But in addition, I am understanding the role that finances play in my journey to living life to the fullest. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4 is fitness. Number 4 is fitness. We're talking today about effective living. How can I incorporate these principles that will guarantee me, these are not suggestions. If you learn to master the 5 that I'm giving you, I promise you your life will go to new levels and new heights. So fitness is number 4. Your body is the vehicle that God uses to fulfill your assignment. Let me say that again. Your body is the vehicle God uses to fulfill your assignment. When your body expires, your time is up. So it is critically important that you say, you know what? I got to take care of my body. I got to take care of my temple. It's the tool that I'm going to use to connect with my family. It's the tool that I'm going to use to watch this, to share my faith. It's the tool that I'm going to use to make money. It's the tool that I'm going to use, come on, ladies and gentlemen, to walk through this life and experience all of the splendors that's in this world. This life is an amazing place filled with all kinds of experiences. But if your body can't meet the demands of going up the stairs, if your body can't meet the demands of going on a trip, if your body can't meet the demands of engaging with your children, if your body can't meet, let me tell you something, it limits you and eventually it will frustrate you. Learn to take care of your body. The older I get, the more I am understanding that my body is the temple of the Lord and I need to take care of it. Your body needs you to take care of it. So on this beautiful Saturday, what are you doing to take care of your body? Because at the end of the day, let me tell you something about the body. Okay? This body factor, when your body starts to act a fool, let me tell you something, it affects your family, it affects your family, it affects your finances, and it affects your faith. Your walk in life should not be just to pray for God to deal with your body, because life should be more than just having to deal with the misery of a broken body. So what I've been asking my clients to do is try to take care of your body before you find yourself dealing with what I call one of the unreversibles, or multiple unreversibles. What is the unreversible? It's the things that the doctors then tell you you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. Or this could be one of the things that's going to take your life. There are certain things we can do when it comes to our bodies that will help us to be able to construct a plan, a management plan to preserve our body for a longer period of time. The truth is, nobody knows when their time will come when it comes to death. But what we could do is we could be responsible and manage our bodies well, so that in the event that God intended for Ricardo Miller to live until 90, I want my body to be able to meet the demands of 90. I don't want to make it to 90 and my body is not able to make the demands of 90. Okay, so what I'm challenging you to do is you got to start doing right with your body, because your body is the tool that you're going to use to have this life we call effective. Effective living demands that your body be able to be used like your body should be used. No matter where you are and what you're dealing with, you could be in a wheelchair, you could still be in a bed, can't move. You got to tell yourself, however I find myself, I'm going to learn how to take care of my body from this point on. So no matter what state you find yourself in, you got to make a commitment from this day forward. I'm going to take care of my body. Let's all say that. Write that in the comment section. From this day forward, I am going to take care of my body. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, on your journey to living life effectively, it is important that you have fun. Yeah. It's important that you have fun. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, why make the money and not enjoy life? Why have people around you and not enjoy the people? Why have faith and not be a breath of fresh air that when you walk into the room, you raise the roof, okay? Number 5 is fun. Oh my goodness. Let's get this party started, right? Okay, you got to tell yourself, listen, I don't know when my last day is coming, but what I do know is I've been given today, and I'm going to make today an enjoyable day. You know, a lot of people haven't learned how to have fun, okay? All of what I shared with you so far, you can learn more about these things to ensure that as you're getting older, you're getting better. Maybe you have been one of those persons over time, you're the Debbie Downer. Maybe you're one of those persons who don't laugh, you don't smile, you don't know how to engage. You're in the elevator, you don't talk to the person in the elevator. You're on a bus, you won't talk to the person next to you on the seat. You're on a 5-hour flight and you still don't talk to the person. You're just merely going through life and it's all just, I'm just merely. No. You got to tell yourself, hey, it's a beautiful morning. It's a great day. It's going to be a phenomenal flight, and I'm going to have fun. Oh, I'm about to raise the roof. You got to get to the point where you incorporate fun in your life with your children, with your spouse, with those you work with, those you fellowship with at church, those in your community. Don't be a boring person. Be an engaging person. Well, Ricardo, you don't understand who I am. No, you don't understand who you are. You got to put in the work to figure out who you are in the healthiest sense of the word, not what you have become accustomed to. Some of us have accepted ourselves as boring, and we have chosen to say that's who we are. But that's simply who you become because you've held on to that through a number of years and experiences. And now you're at a certain age and you are now pulling yourself away from the enjoyable things that life can bring to you. Start smelling the roses. Start enjoying the lakes, the ponds, the ocean. Go ahead and tell yourself, listen, man, I've got one life and I'm going to enjoy this. As a matter of fact, in my closing thought, I want to say this. The next generation needs those of us that are adults to be held at a higher level of exemplary living, where they can look at us and see the model. Because children has never been good at listening to their adults, but they have never failed in imitating them. Kids imitate well. They imitate well. They may not listen as well as they imitate, but they definitely imitate well. And what you got to know is I need to learn how to have fun so my children can know life is not just to merely exist in it, but life is to also be enjoyed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make that money and I'm going to be able to do the things that I need to do so that life doesn't punish me because I don't have the finances to do what I need to do. I'm going to take care of my body because I'm going to age. And as I age out, I want to also not rust out. I want to be fully engaged. I want to be 70 years old and fully engaged. I want to be 80 years old and fully engaged. 90 years old and fully engaged. I want to go out of this world fully engaged. Now, here's what that's going to require. You're going to have to be intentional. From this day forward, see what the whole platform is built around? It's called Build Your Best Life. These 5 areas demand that you build them correctly. Well, Ricardo, I'm not doing well from because these church people, that's because somewhere along the line, you, like building a home, the contractor has messed up along the way, and there's been workers on your property that has messed up, and now you are dismissing the whole construction experience because of 1 or 2 bad people. Don't do that. Don't do that. What you need to do is take control of your life, become intentional, and build your life in a way that over time you look at where you are and you said, thank you, Lord. I finally figured out how to bring it all together. The best life that is experienced is a life that is built. If you're going to build your life, you might as well build it effectively. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller, and that's the message I have for you today.
That was a mighty word. A mighty, mighty word. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. I was taking notes and I was listening and I was sending out messages. You got to get on. You got to hear this guy. You got to hear what he's saying right now. But so many things you said that were so very powerful. A daily practice of doing things to make things right. I like the scenario of that combination lock that you use.
Yep.
About we can get some of the pieces, and you're exactly right. If we don't have all the 8 numbers, it's not going to open.
It's not going to open. Yeah.
It's not going to open. So that was extremely powerful to me. It made so much sense. And then you said, what do I need to learn to get to where I need to go?
Yeah.
Right. That just makes so much sense. How can I get there if I don't know what it is I need to learn to get me there?
Yeah.
So wonderful. And with your 5 points, besides everything starting with an F, the five F factor, we know we have to start out with that faith and that belief in God. So I'm so glad that that was at the very, very top of your list. I especially like how you said family, and family doesn't just means my blood brothers and sisters. It can be that village. You said it can be any group of people that we share something in common with, our group of friends or anybody. So we talk about that family and how we need to embrace it, because we're not meant to live this journey alone. So thank you for redefining family for us. Then finance. And I was laughing when you said, for folks who say, I can't wait to use that. When someone tell me I don't need money, I can't wait to tell them, give it to me. Give it to me. Keeping it real, yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do need money. We need money. So I enjoy that. And then I must say, number 4 and number 5, when you talked about fitness, I don't think I ever connected those things together about the life expectancy. Yeah. And I think on some chart I did, my life expectancy is like 86.
Yeah.
And I never thought that, okay, I don't want to age out or rust out. I can do better. So I'm going I am going to start doing better today. I just have to be consistent in doing better. Because when we get there, however long we live, we do want our bodies to be in the best shape that it can be.
Yeah, I want my body to meet the demands of 85 or 90. I want, because you could get there and your body is not quite there.
That is so simple, but so deep.
Yeah. So
deep. We have to think about that. And hopefully, and you even said that it doesn't matter what shape or condition you're in.
Yeah.
You still, your best has got to be your best. And it's never too late to get started.
Right. Yep.
We can start today. We can start drinking apple juice instead of that soda I want, right? And then you just end it with fun. We got to learn how to release and how to let go and how to have some fun.
Yeah.
We can let go, and it's all right.
Yes, it is.
Right. I think sometimes as professionals,
yeah,
we have to walk that part, and we're laughing so hard in the inside, but we dare not break that mold and laugh on the outside. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having fun? We are created to have fun. You brought out so many good points. I like it also when you said it's better with friends.
Yeah. The journey is better with friends. Yep.
The journey is so much better with friends. I want to end on something that Elijah said, our little poem person.
Yeah.
It sort of tied into what you said, that kids definitely, they would imitate what we do.
Yeah.
They will imitate what we do. That means they're watching. They're listening. In his poem, he said, "You thought I wasn't listening." But I was listening. And I was watching. So to all of our adults who are with us today, they're listening. They're watching, even when you think they're not listening and when they're not watching. So beware of what we're doing and what we're saying in the company of our young children. Well, you are absolutely wonderful. You gave us so much information to go on and to live on. And I think we will all be better because we spent some time with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Living life effectively. Any closing remarks, any closing phrases besides we're going to go, maybe we can have fun while we're trying to get fit.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. And I'm a big believer. I mean, some people have become so good, they merge it all together. and they say, you know what, check mark. I'm solid in faith. Check mark. I'm doing well financially. Check mark. My family and community or tribe around me is on lock. Check mark. And then they're like, you know what, I'm trying to do my little workout. Check mark. And then all that I do, I try to enjoy it together. And so that's really what it's all about. Baby steps. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by thinking about the whole big picture. How to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Every day, if you just keep chipping at it, over time, you'll be amazed where you'll find yourself over a certain period of time.
That is so totally awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your skills with us today. Thank you so much for giving of your time for us today. We definitely appreciate everything that you shared with us. I heard the accent, but I wasn't going to ask about the accent. But I know you know how to have fun if you're from Ireland. So I know you know how to have fun.
Hey, I'm from the Caribbean, come on, the islanders have to, raise the roof for everybody to come and visit, right?
Well, being in this session with you today, we can put a check mark by fun. Because you surely made this session a whole lot fun. And I think everybody probably moved a little bit when you moved a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to move and try to have fun.
Thank you.
Every single day as we try to live a healthier life. So thank you for sharing those 5 F. Faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. I took note. Fitness and fun.
Yes. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa, I really, really enjoyed Ricardo. For those of you who didn't get a little movement going when he was doing that, in my mind, when he said he was from the island, can't you just hear the music in the air? And if you didn't move to it, let's move a little bit now. Let's just move just a little bit now. And let's smile and try to have a little bit of fun now, because he said it's all right to make sure that we are fit and that we try to have a little bit of fun in everything that we do. Even if your change is strange and your money is acting funny, we can at least handle the fun part. We can do that fun part. We can even do the family part and the engagement part. We can even do that virtually. We most certainly can. That's right. We can hug, we can love, we can make sure that we take care of that. And the very first thing that he focused on, he talked about that faith. We cannot emphasize to you enough that if we just had to highlight one thing with everything else, if we don't get the family right, if we don't get the finance right, the fitness or the fun right, we have got to have that faith right. And that faith is at the very, very top. But you know what? If you get that faith part right, those others will definitely fall in place. They will fall in line. So whatever you need to do to get your faith right with our living Savior, you work on that, you focus on that, and that other stuff. I still hear music in the air. That fun stuff, all of that will come into place. What did you think about that presenter, Elder Deborah? Wasn't he just totally awesome? I enjoyed him so very much.
Oh, he was fantastic. And I get to, he is my coach, so I get to enjoy that all the time. But, he's down to earth. He's genuine and tells you like it is, but he knows how to have fun.
That is so good. And that is so, so very important, especially, I know we're still in the COVID pandemic, but especially in the COVID, this period that we're in, because so many people have lost that sense of how to have fun and how to have joy because we have been confined to our home. But I'm thinking, if you don't know how to have fun in your own home, we might need to start there. You can have fun wherever you are planted, as one of our guest speakers told us. So wherever you are planted, you make sure that you have some fun. We're getting some great strategies, some great skills, some great things that we can implement right away. And that's what is so good and so powerful as we give everybody, especially our target group, once again, especially as we give you some tools to put in your toolbox to help you build your best life ever. That was a great session, a great session. Great session. His combination lock scenario, I think I'll be using that. I just think I'll be using that. You got to have all the right combinations to unlock it. And you know, when you unlock that box or unlock that locker, you can get into it. And once you're into it, you can go full blast into living your best life ever. Our final comment before we take a short break and come back on for our final session for today. You still have time to make sure that you communicate, contact all of your social media friends, and tell them to join us at our next link so that they can learn some skills, some strategies to put in their toolbox to help them to build their best life ever. So take a few minute break, bathroom break, a snack break, and join us back at 2:00 as we conclude this wonderful Men to Boys conference. And I believe we're going to end it with a bang. You will not want to miss our last session. So take a short break and rejoin us at 2:00. Thank you.